Hello, hello. This is Jen. I hope everybody's good. I'm here with an energy update. So, welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're not new. Thank you for being here. So, is everybody feeling the chaos out there? Is everybody feeling the chaos in their lives? Is everybody doing okay? I usually talk a lot about the Schumann resonances, but I'm going to talk about the solar flares this time around because we're in the midst of a really big solar storm. And I'm not talking like it's happening right now, but we've been through many solar flares that were extremely high in the past few weeks. You can check on the NASA website if I'm not mistaken, or there's a really good channel on YouTube by the name of, let me check, the guy's name is Stefan Burns. Stefan with an F as in Frank Burns. I'll link his channel in the comments. This guy talks about the solar flares. If you're interested in that, follow this guy. He has really good information. And we've been through a few storms in the past few weeks, like I just mentioned. And that is creating a lot of chaos on Earth. That is pushing humanity, all of us, brothers and sisters, to level up on consciousness, to level up on our own personal game. Um, Obviously, there's chaos all over the world. War, elections in the US, elections coming here in Canada. It's chaotic all over the place, and it's normal. And I'm here today to say that our job through that chaos is to stay sturdy, to stay grounded, and very much centered in ourselves, and to not listen to the chaos or the news, but to listen to our hearts. That's the only way that we will push through or get out of this dense and heavy energy. If you look around you, if you look in your life, the people around, everybody is going through something difficult at this point. We are all battling our own battles. So, what really matters is keeping our thoughts clean because we influence people through the unified field. That is so super important. I think I'm going to repeat this often in this video just to let you know. And it's not by mistake. This is the name of the game right now. Be mindful of what's going. Let me start over because I kind of stumble on my own tongue. I'm sorry, that may sound weird, but for those who don't know, I'm going through orthodontics treatments for a jaw problem, and sometimes I have a hard time speaking. So it just happened just now. I'm very sorry about that, but hey. Okay, everybody's battling their own battles, and it's super important to stay clean. So be mindful of your own thoughts at all times. If you go onto into the negative side, please reframe as soon as you're aware of where you're going. Reframe. Why? Because our thoughts are being uploaded into the field and we are influencing people. If we stay in negative mindsets, we are influencing this chaotic energy even more. We are telling that energy to keep on going. If we stay grounded, if we stay aware of our own mindset, state of mind, our own vibration, we are telling the field that this is the way to go. I was listening to a podcast this morning. I can't remember who was the guest on that podcast, but if I find it, I'll put it in the comments. And they were talking and they were saying, during COVID, it was a really good practice for people to go inward and start meditation and start, cleaning their own space. But a lot of people failed doing that. So here I am today saying that this is the perfect time to start cleaning your own inner environment for your outer environment or external environment to follow what's inside of you. If your life is chaotic, you have a part to play in that. You may feel like the victim. Trust me, for so many things in my life right now, I want to feel like the victim. But it's not the case. I'm being called to be a leader. So are you. Everybody is being called to be a leader, to lead by example, to show the good example, and to say, fuck off to the rest. I don't care. I'm not going there. I'm going right here in this direction, which is love and light, heart-based life, inner wisdom, inner peace, being centered, being grounded. Really, that's where it's happening. That's where it's happening, people. If we fail to do this, we're going to see more chaos. And in this podcast that I was listening this morning, that's what they were saying. We failed during COVID. And I could definitely, how can I say it? I can definitely feel that we failed. But it's okay, Failure is not a permanent state. It's just, this too shall pass. But now is the time to level up on our games. If you're into conflicts, into relationships around you, perhaps it's the time to do a cleanup, to let go of some people so you can make space for new people to walk in and occupy that space. We are also called to hold space for people who are really struggling. But like I've been mentioning in a few of my past videos, be in compassion, but not too much. Because at one point, if you're too much into compassion, you just become an enabler and you're telling these people that it's okay to continue with that behavior or whatever. For example, if you're having trouble with boundaries in one of your relationships, go harder, even harder on that boundary. Don't let it go. Don't let that other person tell you that you're wrong. Don't let that other person tell you that you're crazy for asking this or that. No, hold your grounds. Ground yourself even more into that boundary, saying, hey, this boundary is a sign of respect towards me, and if you can't respect that, we cannot be in contact. We cannot speak. I know it's very difficult to do. I'm doing it with a few people that are very important in my life right now, but that's the only way that at the moment, I'm not saying forever, but at the moment, it's the only way I have to signal to these people that I am no joke, that I am very serious, and that if they fail to respect that, the consequence is us not talking. So their only choice is to either give up, let it go, or level up. People who identify or call themselves light worker, this is our job right now. It is for everybody. Reframe. Whenever possible, reframe. We're going to be in this kind of energy for a few weeks, maybe a few months. I'm seeing right now on the timeline, like maybe until the end of the year, perhaps a little more. If we, as a collective, fail to respect ourselves and our boundaries, who else is going to do it? Nobody. know what? It starts with us. And we need to remember that not only we influence people through the unified field, but it comes back to us in a way. I mean, through our thoughts, but also like whenever you go out in public to run some errands, whatever, you go out, as soon as you go out of your house, are you being mindful of how you behave, what you think, and the kind of energy that you put out there? Because now is the time to be. Now is the time to be very mindful and to reframe yourself if you're on the negative side. If you're on the positive side, double down on this practice, please. Please do. Why? Because it comes back to you. Now, mind you, I'm not talking in a selfish, egoic way, but like think about it. If you're being an ass to someone, but that someone has something to do in your life that maybe you're not aware of. It might be purely like energetic or spiritual. It could be physical, but whatever. The oneness energy right now is super important. If we're not acting as a big family, if we're not acting as a big collective working together, we're going to have a harder time navigating these chaotic times that we're in. I mean, what kind of example can I give? I'm trying to look for one. May I ask for assistance here? Okay, so let's say you're going to consult a doctor or a professional, doctor, dentist, whatever. Most of the time you'll have to go through the receptionist, right? If you don't treat that receptionist with respect, the respect that they deserve, what are the chances that this person helps you if you need their help? They're zero, right? But what about banking some good behaviors by being nice to everybody out there? Aside from the ones that don't deserve it, aside from the ones that are sucking your energy and are just being takers, because this is a really big game right now. The takers versus the givers. Be a giver right now. Be a giver. Don't be a taker. Push the taker away. Teach them a lesson if you feel that's what they need. And what I mean by that is, of course, nothing mean, nothing like illegal, of course, but like just be a giver. Express yourself in the way where you are passing your message around, putting your foot down, being grounded, being centered, and just move on. Some people will never understand the message, but others, and a lot of others, will understand the message. And it's really important at this time that we do get the message, that we do get these energies. These energies are really dense, they're heavy, they may manifest as disturbing your sleep, especially during solar flares. It usually, during a solar flare storm, it usually brings up like emotions up. It stirs up us from the inside, if you know what I mean. And it may bring stuff that you haven't thought about for years or that you have forgotten about. Just move through it smoothly by being a master, by being sovereign, by being a master, by being a master of yourself, of your life. Know thyself. It's the time to dig. It's the time to let go. Dig and let go. Dig and let go. Like, let go. Whatever is annoying to you, don't fight against it. Just let it go. You'll see the universe will bring you something else. And it's usually super powerful and beautiful what the universe brings, if you make the space for it. Solar flares can also manifest differently. They can manifest like when the Schumann resonance are high or have a peak, meaning we feel like uneasy, we feel like we're ADD, we feel like we have no memory, we feel like, or short term memory is just awful. You think about something, you forget about it 2 seconds later, and you feel like perhaps you're not being yourself. That's because you're being worked on right now. You're upgrading, we're all upgrading, but there's resistance in the field. So, for those who are aware of this, if we stop the resistance, it's going to help the collective. If you identify with being a way shower, you're feeling this right now and you're like, oh my God, this seems so big. This is like a huge mountain to move. Don't worry about it. Spirits are not asking you to move the mountain. Spirits are asking you to have a clean heart, clean thoughts, clean energy, and a high vibration. That's your job. Don't worry about educating people. Don't worry about trying to make people understand. Don't worry about that. Just be you. That's the biggest and greatest influence you can have on other people and on the collective, is by being your best version, your best self, by putting your best foot forward, by doing your own work. If you refuse to do the work, it's just going to get harder for you. And I've been saying this for like many years, so long. There's no more time for this. There's no more time or no more space for resistance. Really, it's not a choice anymore. It's just not. If you choose to resist, you're going to have a hell of a time. I'm telling you, you're going to have a really hard time. Let it go. I know it's hard. And it comes with grieving. Grieving is hard. But maybe you can picture it this way. Let's say you're in this situationship, okay? Because like, let me talk about dating for just a few minutes here. Because the dating world is really awful these days. I'm hearing stories left and right from girls, from women, from men. And really, there's a big problem in the world right now. But see it this way. If you're in a situationship and you know that it's not going to develop into something serious, walk away. If the situationship is bringing you like more positive than negative, fine. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. If it doesn't, walk away. Let that person go, no matter how attached or no matter what the feelings you have for this person or these people. Just walk away. Let it go. That's the best way that you can influence people. Your absence is going to push them into thinking mode, into, hey, I haven't been like good with this person. Or, hey, this is not what I want. They're going to come into a tunnel that will push them into reflecting upon themselves, which they're not doing right now, because if you stay in that situationship that is not fulfilling for you, you're the enabler of this. And the way to break this is to walk away so that the energy can be broken and renewed under a different foundation. But again, just stay connected to your heart. Your heart knows. Follow your heart. Your heart will tell you when it's time to walk away. Your heart will tell you where to go. And if your heart is telling you to stay sturdy and stay home, stay sturdy and stay home. This is what I'm doing right now, and I know it's super boring. Oh my God, this is like so boring. I know. But if that's how you feel, you're a leader, my friend. Natural leader. You are the one influencing the people around you. If you don't do this, how are they going to change? You can see it as it's a game. If you're playing a game, whatever the game, If you're playing a game, I'm tempted to say battleship for some reason, but let's say you're playing battleship with someone. If that someone doesn't make a move, what does happen? The game is not moving, right? Same thing in our lives. We are merging and we are blending more consciousness on earth right now. Integrating, blending. Yeah, blending. They keep on saying blending, blending, blending. They keep on showing me how they're sending like so much energy of consciousness, and some people are really like disturbed by that. Some others are like, yeah, it was about time. Some others have no clue. But anyway, it's happening. So you can picture it like, hey, the sun is vibrating at a different level right now. We are feeling it and we have a choice. We play nice with it or we don't. We play nice with it, we're going to have like a positive influence in the unified field, therefore on other people. We don't play nice with it, you're creating chaos for yourself, my friend. You are. But I know, trust me, I know it's difficult. I know. But this is what is being asked of us. This is what Spirit is asking of us to bring on earth. Once the merge and the blend is completed, your reality is going to be very different. Very, very, very different. And I can see peaks of that in my own life at times, but it hasn't fully like integrate. It hasn't fully like blended. I'm working on it and I'm moving forward, and it's super difficult. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know which decision to make. I have no idea. These are tests that are being given to us to remind us that we need to have faith, to remind us that the universe is there and has our back. That's it, that's all. No decision is not an option right now. Decision is the only option. Whether it's good, positive, or negative, it's okay. Even if you make the wrong one, have faith. Either the situation is going to fix itself or you're going to be presented with a better opportunity. But no decision, you're blocking yourself from receiving those opportunities. So that's it for now, my friends. Thank you for being here. You can follow me on social media at Indigo Girl on Facebook, Indigo Girl 555 on Instagram. And if you want a reading with me, you can reach out at indigogirl555 at gmail.com. And until the next time, be well.